And we know our attitudes can impact our lives, both good and bad. But do we really understand just how much power it can have? Joining us to chat about that is Dr. Karyn Gordon. Oh my goodness, it's been forever. She just wrote a new book called The 3 Chairs: How Great Leaders Drive Our Communication, Our Performance, and Engagement. Karyn, we were all at home baking bread and you were making a book, which is incredible. Tell us a little bit about this and congratulations.
Oh, thanks so much, Tracy. Yeah, I am so excited. I feel like I've just given birth to my 3rd child.
Yes!
My husband is very excited that we're finally done. We are finally done. So anyway, so this book is like, honestly, this is like a summary almost of my 25 years of work, because I started this concept 24 years ago when I was working with teenagers around the concept of power of attitudes and confidence. And if we really understand attitude and confidence, how it affects everything of our life: leadership, communication, our relationships.
It's not your first book, so you've done this before, but I think that it's really an incredible book to have right now. I think a lot of people are soul searching and figuring out maybe how to live life a little bit differently, and some of this is going to help people with that. You've got some great stats as well. A lot of folks out there suffering from imposter syndrome.
Yes.
What have you got for us?
So the thing I really want everybody at home to really think about is that this book is really about, it's for all of us. It's a business book, but it applies to all of us. So whether or not we're 15, we're 50, it's around developing our self-leadership around our attitudes. So let's go over some of the interesting stats. So 70% of people suffer from imposter syndrome. So insecurity, we've talked about that before. There's a lot of interesting research around confidence. There's a correlation between confidence and income level. So if you actually increase your confidence, you're actually more likely to actually earn more. And if you think about it logically, it makes sense, because if people are feeling more confident, they're putting themselves out there, they're putting their hand up, they're asking for promotions. Insecure people are often less likely to receive feedback well. It's what I call feedback fragile, you know, because they personalize that feedback. Arrogant people actually, a lot of times we were seeing with research, Michigan State actually found that it's a mask for insecurity. So when we actually start kind of like taking a step back and actually start looking at all the research, and this is all based on science, when we start looking at all the different research, the power that confidence has and how it affects every single one of our daily decisions. And that's really what this book is about.
See, I've always known confidence was important, but I didn't realize how much it weighed into everything. And I have been in jobs, and you see that there are confident folks that will come in there and negotiate a better contract than you.
Right, yes.
Because they're starting out the gate believing that this is their value and this is their worth. So that is, it's good to know. As soon as you say it, like it's going to affect your money, I'm like, bing!
Everyone's like, I need to read. Right.
Be confident.
It affects everything. And that was the part when I started pulling and looking at all the research, that was the part that just made me literally stand up with excitement. And that's why I kind of created the 3 chairs.
Okay. You can tell Dr. Karyn and I are both Capricorns.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is, I am like so excited to finally share this with our Cityline family, because I have been holding on to this for the last 25 years, even though I've been teaching it. So, so what you're about to see will literally affect how we start seeing ourselves, how we start seeing our spouse, our children, our coworkers, our bosses. This is not a teen topic. This is a human topic. Okay. Okay. And this is all based on science. The book is packed with amazing research. So these are essentially the 3 different attitudes, and all of us sit in one of these 3 chairs. Okay. Okay. So let me kind of go quickly through the 3 attitudes, and then I want you to start thinking to yourself, where do you see yourself sitting the majority of the time? So over here, we've got what I call the insecure person. That's the person that basically puts themselves down. They're tough on themselves. They're critical. You know, you give them a compliment, and they're like, yeah, you're just trying to say that. So they don't, that's the imposter syndrome, okay? When we're talking about the 70%, so they're insecure. This one over here is the arrogant person. They're cocky, they're arrogant, they're full of themselves. They will put you down. They do not care how it affects you. So that's the arrogant person, the leader. And I'm seeing people, and they're smiling like, oh my goodness, I know a person in my life that's a little bit like that. Okay. And then the person in the middle chair is the person who is confident. So they like who they are. They've got a sense of confidence. They don't put themselves down, but they don't put other people down. But they have a beautiful sense of confidence. And the big thing here is that they have a sense of humility. That is a big difference between these 2 chairs, okay, these 2 attitudes. So I like who I am, but I know I'm not perfect, so I'm going to be open to that feedback. Okay, so these are the 3 different attitudes. Making sense?
We got it.
Okay, so now here's where it gets really cool. Based on the research, you can actually make a very healthy prediction or estimate on how people make decisions according to what chair they're sitting in. And the book goes into a lot of detail on this. So let's talk about relationships. This is a fun one, okay? And so you can apply this to children, to business partners, to coworkers. If I'm sitting in this chair, Tracy, and let's say I'm 25 years old, and I see myself sitting in this chair, who do you think I'm going to be attracted to for our relationship partner?
So you're a little bit down on yourself. So do you want to be closer to the confident person in the middle?
Well, a lot of people would think that, but actually what often happens is, generally speaking, I'm going to be attracted to this person or that person as well. And by the way, this is a cover-up most of the time for this. Okay,
Absolutely.
Big cover-up. So when we see that arrogant person, we realize that there's really big cover-up for actually over here.
Yes.
So generally speaking, in relationships, if I'm sitting here, I will be at a very deep level attracted to other people who are like here because they think like I do. So if I put myself down, this person puts me down. This person is building me up, but it doesn't match my thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discount it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And this applies both to relationships and friendships. If I'm sitting in this chair, who am I going to be attracted to?
Probably more of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that applies to relationships, partners, friendships, business partners.
Yes, because you value yourself.
Correct.
And you want to be around people that are humble but also value themselves and you.
Exactly. So that is like one example about how these attitudes impact. Goal setting is another really big one. So if I'm sitting in this chair or this chair, what happens is we tend to do one of two extremes. We either set the goal too low or we set the goal too high. It's unrealistic.
So she's low goals. I don't even want to try.
Or super high.
Or super high. And I'm never going to meet them.
Never going to meet them. So now I'm going to be a perfectionist. And guess what emotion I'm going to have is anxiety.
Yeah.
So these two are.
I can't do it.
Correct.
Okay.
And so you can start seeing of how. So this person here, they set the goal that's realistic.
Yes.
But they have the guts. It's realistic. They step on the gas. They receive the feedback from other people.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden now, that's why research says people who sit in the middle chair are more likely to achieve their goals.
Right.
And this is all about where the great confidences and great leaders are. It attracts. And so if I'm sitting here, I'm going to inspire my own leadership and inspire those around me as well.
What about communication?
Communication, interesting. This person tends to be more passive aggressive. So if you and I are upset, I'm not going to go talk to you. I'm going to go talk to Donna over here.
Got it.
Okay. So now I'm going to create about you. So I'm going to create a triangle. If I'm over here, I'm going to tell you where to go. I don't care how you feel at the end of this conversation. If I'm sitting here and I'm upset with you, I will have the confidence to go talk to you directly. I'm not going to create any triangles. So triangles are classic in families and in workplace where we talk about it with other people. This person I'm going to talk to with you and I'm going to ask your feedback. Here's how I'm thinking. What do you think?
Before we get to how we can all get to the middle chair, that's what we want. T, I know that you've been through an evolution. You would put yourself in the red chair.
I'd like to say I'm in the red chair. I'd like to say that I think of myself there. But dating-wise, I traditionally would date the arrogant person. As I start to evolve and I'm getting a little bit older now, I think I would be much more attracted to someone who's more yoked with me in the red chair.
Got it. Okay, confident meets confident, and then you've got a lovely, confident life together. If you were sitting on either side of the red chair, how do you get closer to that red chair?
And this is why I want to do this segment. This is where the hope comes in, because all of us can learn how to sit here, but there's a few things. First thing is you want to kind of pay attention to all the people that are in your life that are also sitting in this chair. Set goals and be open to feedback. Those three things are a nice little baby way, baby step to kind of start. But this is a process, and this is learned.
It's learned.
This is learned, which means all of us can learn how to sit in the middle chair for ourselves, our family, our teams.
That is really good information to know.
Thanks,
and it's really comforting to know that it can be learned.
Yes, it can be learned. That's the hope of the story, right?
Very good. So the three chairs, Karyn is making all of us incredible leaders. It's available now. Go grab a copy.